Welcome to qnawire.
We have this equation for a second derivative from problem number 99, and now we're going to find its derivative to give us an equation for the third derivative. And the way we're going to find its derivative is we'll use the product rule on this, and we'll use the product rule on this. So let's start with the first one. So we have the first, d squared y du squared, times the derivative of the second. Now when we take the derivative of this, we have to use the chain rule. So we bring down the 2, and then we raise du dx to the first, and then we multiply by the derivative of du dx, which would be d squared u dx squared, the second derivative. So far we have in our product rule the first times the derivative of the second, and let's do plus the second du dx squared times the derivative of the first. And to take the derivative of d squared y du squared, we're going to have a third derivative, d cubed y du cubed times the derivative of the inside, which would be du dx. Okay, so that took us through the first product rule from the first product. Now we move on to the second product rule. So plus, now we're looking at the second product, and we have the first dy du times the derivative of the second. So we're taking the derivative of a second derivative. That would be a third derivative. So d cubed u dx cubed plus the second d squared u dx squared times the derivative of the first. So we're taking the derivative of dy du. So that's going to be the second derivative of y times the derivative of the inside, which is du dx. Now we want to see if there's anything that we can combine or simplify. So notice that our first term and our last term both contain the same variable expressions. The second derivative of y with respect to u, the second derivative of u with respect to x, and a du dx. And so we have 2 of them in the first term, we have 1 of them in the second or the last term, and so we can add those together and we have 3 of them. So we have 3 times d squared y du squared times du dx times d squared u dx squared. Now if we look closely at our middle 2 terms, we notice that they are not the same. And one thing we could do is we have du dx squared times du dx, so we can write that as du dx cubed. So we have du dx cubed times the third derivative of y with respect to u. And then finally, this one term that we were not able to combine with anything, dy du times the third derivative of u, third derivative of u with respect to x. Not a formula I want to memorize. I don't know about you.